Hi guys! So there is a common misconception that when we want to lose weight, we have to eat boring foods and we have to be really restrictive. And that's the only way that we're ever going to lose weight. But that is not true, okay? We tend to think that the harder it is, the more tricky our diet is, the more successful we're likely to be on this whole weight loss thing. But genuinely, if you want to achieve your weight loss goals, you need a diet or a nutritional plan that works for you, that you actually enjoy. One that you can follow day to day without it being loads and loads of effort. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about sustainable weight loss, okay? How to actually lose weight and keep it off in the long term. So I was one of those people that used to believe that in order to lose weight, I had to be on a super restrictive intake of maybe, I don't know, shakes or cutting out certain foods altogether. I saw influencers, I saw people online, and every day they're eating plain rice, boiled rice and broccoli and chicken. And I thought, is this it? Is this my life? If I'm going to get slimmer and lose weight and be healthy, do I have to live my life eating nothing but boiled chicken, broccoli and rice? Because if so, that wasn't going to be any good for me, okay? I like food far too much to live like that. And the fact of the matter is, being miserable, it's not sustainable. It's just not. We need to enjoy our food, and if we don't enjoy our food, we're just going to get cravings for all the things that we enjoy and end up having them anyway. We binge on them and we feel bad, and then we get into this whole cycle of I'm a failure, I can't do anything, I can't stick to it, and then we feel worse, and then we go and eat more stuff to try and feel better, and we just get into this cycle, guys, of going round and round and round, and it's no good for anybody. Sustainable weight loss isn't about deprivation. Sustainable weight loss is about enjoyment, and it's about balance, finding out a balance that works for you, because what works for me isn't going to be the same as what works for you, because we're all different. So you've got to find that balance that works for you, and that balance needs to be something that you can sustain over a longer period of time, okay? Now, over the years, I've learned a lot about calories and portion controls and stuff like that, and portion controls is something that's very important to me, guys, because I'm not going to lie to you, I've got a big appetite. I am not a person that can be satisfied with a little bit of food in the middle of a plate. I like to eat and to know that I've eaten, okay? So one of the things that I've learned over time is how to take the food that I love. I've learned to tweak it so it fits in with me. I can still have a decent amount of food that tastes absolutely delicious, that I love, without it piling on the pounds. So let's take chicken tinga. In this house, we love chicken tinga, okay? Now, I used to always make it with beans and chicken, both of which are a source of protein. So beans and chicken, both of which are a source of protein. Nowadays, I've chosen, I either do it with chicken, or if I ain't got no chicken in the house, I do it with beans. It saves a few calories and helps it stay within my goals. The other thing that I've learned as well is that rice is an awful lot of calories for what it is. So I've learned to measure that, because it's very easy to overcook rice, and well, not overcook as in ruin, as in just cook too much of it and then you're like, it's there, I might as well eat it, because I do that. So nowadays, always measure my rice, and if I want to keep the calories down, I'll replace it with cauliflower rice, because to be honest with you, it's only a bulker anyway. It doesn't have a massive taste, and the tinga is so tasty that by the time you've mixed the stuff into it, you don't know whether you've got cauliflower rice or normal rice anyway. And the other thing I do is I fill it out, okay? Because like I say, I like plenty of food. So rather than doing the beans and the chicken, I'll replace one or the other, and I put in tomatoes and mushrooms and onions and all the yummy vegetables. I just stuff it full of that, so I still end up with a nice decent sized portion of food, but I've kept the calories down. My cheese nowadays is always 50% cheese rather than full fat cheese, but I don't scrimp on the avocado. The avocado is, I make my own guacamole, so I know what's in it, but you know, avocado is avocado, it's delicious, so that has to go in straight up. And I've also learned how to make sour cream with quark, okay? I'm not going to tell you my secret ingredients, but I do put things into quark and it ends up being really luscious and lovely, and it's like sour cream, okay? And again, all of this means I can have my big bowl of chicken tinga that I love, but I've probably halved the calories of what it used to be, so I can eat it and enjoy it. And that's the key. That is the key to sustainable weight loss. It's about still enjoying your food and not depriving yourself. The other thing, guys, as well that we need to do is actually have the things that, okay, they're not nutritious, but boy, are they delicious. Lotus Biscoff sauce. It's delicious. And there's a little cafe near near me that does freak shakes, okay? Lotus Biscoff freak shakes. They are the best things ever. So I will plan them in. Every so often I have one. Not every day, because that doesn't fit in with being healthy and running and keeping my weight down. But every so often I will go out and I will have myself my little Lotus Biscoff freak shake, because let's face it, I am 50 and life is too short to never eat the things that you like. So get out there, work out what you like and find the balance that suits you. I know that I can do that every week or two, and I know that I can pull it back by having a little bit less here and a little bit less there and managing it a little bit here, and that's what balance looks like for me. Your balance would be different. Everybody has to work out what balance is for them, okay? But it is possible to live a life, a happy life with nice things in it. You do not have to live off boiled rice, broccoli and plain chicken unless you really want to. Okay, if you want to learn a bit more about this, click on the link, guys. Click on the link for the fat loss trainings. Helped loads and loads of women, me included, to lose weight, okay, and keep it off in a way that means you can still live your life and enjoy your food. So have a little click, have a little read. It's worth it. The other thing that we can do, guys, to help us to manage our weight and think about our eating and do a bit better with nutrition is to actually think about it, to actually think about what we are eating. Mindful eating is a thing. We all have habits. Maybe it's the habit of filling up the car and getting a chocolate bar from the service station. Maybe it's the habit of every time you go and see your mother-in-law, you have to have a slice of cake because she'll have made it specially. Mine does lemon meringue pie because she knows I love it. So yeah, maybe it's little things like this that's a habit. It's something we've always done. And sometimes we might want to stop the habit, but sometimes, you know, again, life is too short and it's about working out what that balance is. But if it's a habit that you actually want to stop, then get some strategies in place. One of the things that I will do before I pick something up to eat is I'll sit there and I'll think to myself, do I really want this? Am I actually hungry? What's it going to taste like? What am I going to feel afterwards? And is that feeling afterwards worth it? Because that's the thing. Often the feeling afterwards isn't worth it. Okay. So stopping and asking yourself that, taking this moment of mindfulness can be really useful to stop us just eating by habit. Another thing you can do as well to stop your eating by habit is just to put down your knife and fork and slow down. I am a quick eater. If I actually think about it, eat, put my knife and fork down, chew, swallow, think about what I'm eating while I'm eating, I feel fuller, quicker, because half the time I can devour a whole meal and I'm stuffed. At the end of it, I'm like, blimey, I'm stuffed. And I was probably full halfway through, but I didn't notice because I was too busy eating. So paying attention, slowing down and paying attention is another great way to help you out. The other thing that I have struggled with a lot is emotional eating. Now, I am a child of the 70s where everything revolved around food. If you were hurt, you got a lolly. If you were upset, you got a biscuit. If you went to visit family, you got cake. If you were celebrating, you got cake. Everything, we lived in a life where treats were food. That was how it worked. And if you didn't eat all your dinner, you couldn't get your pudding. These kind of things. That was how I was brought up. It probably sounds familiar to some of you guys. And some of you guys out there will still to this day think, I've done well, I've had and I need to celebrate, and a celebrate is a cake. Or you'll think to yourself, oh, I'm really down, I need to eat biscuits. The problem for me anyway, is that if I have a biscuit, then I get this thing in my brain that goes, well, you've had one, so you might as well have the packet. Are we relating? This is your mind chatter kicking in, going, oh, well, you've ruined it now. You've ruined it now. You've got no willpower. You can't stick at anything new. You might as well just throw the towel in because you're not going to succeed anyway. Yeah, all this negative mind chatter, it's all there. I've had all of it, and it still kicks in sometimes now. You know, it's always a work in progress. Mindful eating, eating slowly, the stuff we mentioned, that can totally help. But big shift for me around emotional eating has been acceptance. It's been able to say to myself, to look at myself in the mirror and go, I am an emotional eater, but that's okay because that's who I am. And there will be times when I eat because of an emotion, but I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater anymore. If I have a couple of biscuits because I'm feeling really fed up, and I go, do you know what? I had a couple of biscuits because I was feeling fed up. That's okay. I'm going to stop now and just get back on it. It's not the slip that matters. It's the reaction to the slip that's more important. That's where the real damage lies, guys, okay? So that little bit of self-forgiveness, that bit of acceptance of, do you know what? I did it. It happened. I can't change it. There's no point beating myself up about it. Draw a line, move on. That's going to make such a difference in terms of your ability to sort of live a healthy lifestyle and and sustain some weight loss. That said, guys, again, it's okay to have a spontaneous treat every so often. You know, if you get invited out and it's somebody you haven't seen for years and it happens that they're going for afternoon tea, you know, don't sit there and be a party pooper and a misery the whole way through. You know, have a scone. Life's too short not to have a scone with your nana if you only see her once a year. It's about balance and thinking to yourself, yeah, well, okay, I had a scone at dinner time, but you know what I'll do at tea time is I won't have rice, I'll have cauliflower rice, yeah? Or I'll change that for that and have that because it's a lower calorie meal. It's all just about working out what's important for you. And this is why I say one size does not fit all when it comes to balance. What's balance for me won't be the same as what's balance for you. Just try not to, when you do something that maybe you think, oh, that wasn't the best plan, just don't fall down that slippery slope of going, oh, well, I've done that now, so I might as well do this, and I might as well eat that, and I might as well not go for the run, and I might as well not go to the gym, and I might as well sit and binge on Netflix all night and buy a takeaway. That is where the damage lies, not one slip. Damage lies when we carry on the path. Make sense? Another way that you can help with emotional eating is to plan. Know when your weak times are, know when what your triggers are, and plan around them. Maybe you know that if you are on a long journey, you know if you've got to get stuck in traffic, you will snack and buy snacks from the fuel station. So keep a punnet of grapes in your car, maybe. That might help. Maybe you know that if you are going to visit certain family members, they always insist on eating. Take a pack up. Take something that you can share with them. Oh, don't worry about cooking for me. I've made this so that we can eat it together. I've made us a special treat. Something that fits in with your goals, you know? Planning is power. Planning is control. And that can really help. Some of the things that I do is I know what my breakfast and my lunches are every working day. Breakfast and lunch is the same for me every single day, because it means I don't have to think about it and I don't get into that situation where I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to eat? And then I just reach for the nearest handy thing. I always have my breakfast and my lunches planned out every day. The last tip I want to give you guys is about progress over perfection. I am a perfectionist, which is one of the reasons why if I've eaten 1 or 2 biscuits in the past, I'll then go out and eat the whole packet, because it's like in for a penny, in for a pound. Don't be me. It's better to make small changes that you can sustain over time than to try and do all the things all the time perfectly, because we aren't perfect. We're human and life isn't linear. It's up and downs. I've been 4 years, guys, at a healthy weight now. But have I been the same weight for 4 years? No, I have gone up and down with the stuff that's happened in my life, because I am an emotional eater still. And there's been times of stress where I've lost weight and times of stress when I've gained weight. There's been times where life's been a bit smoother and I've been really great and everything's been uncontrolled and I've not fallen into me emotional eating habits. And there's been times when that's been really quite tricky to navigate. And that's okay, because that's what being human is. The thing to remember is that for 4 years, I have bounced around in maybe a 5-6 kilogram bubble. But throughout that, I've been a size 10. There's been a couple of times and there where the size 10s have started to get a little bit snug. And there's been a few times where the size 10s have been a little bit loose. But balancing out, I've been around about a size 10 and a steady weight in this sort of 5-6 kilogram bracket for 4 years. And the reason I've managed to do that is just by finding out what balance looks like for me. I'm happy. I am happy. I can still go out and have me freak shake. I can still have the odd slice of lemon meringue pie when we visit the other half's mum. Yeah, because she makes a damn good lemon meringue pie. But I balance it out with other things. I balance it out with knowing that I'm having a really nutritious and filling breakfast, ram-packed with protein, and a lunch where I always make my own bread because it's a real treat and it's yummy. But then I just have it with some homemade soup or even a tin of soup, because I know that's quite low calorie and it gives me a few extra buffers to have with my tea when I've got more time to sit and enjoy it. Balance is whatever balance is for you. Finding that balance that works for you is the absolute key to maintaining a healthy weight. And that is how I eat what I want, when I want to, in my 50s, and stay around about the weight and size 10 that I am now. Now, if you're interested in this, if this is something that you think, oh boy, I would love a bit of that, there's a video popped up, 8 Pillars of Sustainable Weight Loss. Click on it, have a little read, have a little listen, have a little watch. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. It is possible to lose weight. It is possible to keep it off, and it is possible to do it without eating things that you don't enjoy for day in and day out for the rest of your life. I hope you have an awesome rest of day. Enjoy. I hope this has been useful. Lovely to talk to you. Bye bye.